Well, welcome everyone in our Las Vegas Pride podcast channel. My name is Meliton and I have here with me Kevin.
Hello.
So, do you want to introduce yourself a little bit for everyone so everybody knows who are you?
Who am I? My name is Kevin Heward. Lived here in Las Vegas for 10 years now with my husband, Eric Abram. Uh, you know, former military, originally from Phoenix. Went to UNLV, got my computer science degree. Joined the LGBTQ community here in Las Vegas, participating with Las Vegas Pride, volunteered for HRC, volunteered at the LGBTQ Center of Southern Nevada, and then I've served on the board of Las Vegas Pride in various positions. Was Mr. Las Vegas Pride 2022.
Yoo-hoo!
Oh yes, all that lovely stuff. Right now I'm just happy to be here, happy to be a volunteer for Las Vegas Pride.
Well, I'm definitely gonna need some advice for how to be Mr. Las Vegas Pride for next year.
Oh, you'll do great. Yeah,
I will try. I
way
will try my
better
best.
than me.
And for the audience who is listening to us, I know a couple of versions of my area, but how can a person join to Las Vegas Pride as a volunteer or eventually get into a position to be an associate?
Absolutely. The best way is to show up to an event. We have Las Vegas Pride Bingo once a month at Area 15. We have various pop-up Las Vegas Pride events. During the summer months, we do have a pool party at the Sahara Rooftop on Saturdays from noon to 6, which is a really cool private event to go to. Just hit up anybody who is in the Las Vegas Pride cabana, at the pool parties, at Las Vegas Pride bingo. There, that looks like they're volunteering. They'll get you to the right place, and things like that. For the Parade and Festival, I believe there is a Las Vegas Pride portal that on their webpage where you can also sign up and volunteer to participate in those as well. Volunteer, volunteer, volunteer. Keep coming back, and you'll be invited to start taking up some leadership roles on our associate board. And after 2 years of doing that, you can join the directors board and start making some fun, cool decisions for Las Vegas Pride's future.
Yeah, I'm still on the associate, but only by the way.
No worries. I was on the directors. I quickly moved from director to executive back down to associate due to some personal things in my life. Happy to continue to work with Las Vegas Pride, but in the last year or so, I did step away from executive and director, allowing other people to make those decisions while I dealt with some personal issues.
What would you say your favorite event? Like if you're looking at take out the festival and parade. Like let's not talk about festival parade because it's always the favorite for everyone. But besides that, which one would be your favorite to go to?
My favorite events. That's interesting.
That's an interesting question. That's how I bring it up.
I'll be honest. There are 2 events that stand out in my mind that I really, really enjoyed going to, and they're part of our offshoot Proud and Kinky category of events. That was the 2023 Merry Fistmas event. Was really cool, really fun. And the Kinky Shorts event that was in June 2024.
Yeah, I think that we had a kinky event, a Pride Kinky event this year.
That is
couple of months
correct.
ago.
June 20th, there was a kinky event. I was out of town, unfortunately, for that one. Would love to have joined it. I heard it was a great time.
I do need to say I was there and it was amazing time. I think the people who were there were so free to be who they were without any judgment that it made it so much better. So
yeah, and it's nice to invite every corner of the LGBTQ community to events. Of course, we have family events, skate nights, and bingo. But also we have those niche things for our kinkier
For a kinkier group
friends
of
out
people.
there.
Yeah, so we definitely, one of my favorites for definitely it's the pool parties on every Saturday at Sahara. They are so much fun. Like
Yes.
the DJs who are there are amazing.
Yes.
Live entertainment, they, I need to say that I raise my hand for them because it's 6 hours of DJing non-stop. That's incredible. Even big name DJs are cannot do 6 hours of just mixing together the songs.
Yes, I remember 2023 when we kicked off the pool parties at Sahara. It was a great time for everybody involved. DJ Dice did most of our DJing back then. We did take a little break from Sahara to go to the Link Hotel last year and back at Sahara this year. I think this pool is better than the first pool we were at Sahara. It's a much better atmosphere. The music plays well, and compared to other pool parties, it is very private and secluded and very LGBTQ directed.
Oh, that's for sure. I think we have. It's more of the people who wants to join with us. Like when we looking at another pool parties, like the what the Luxor pool party, I think the biggest difference between the two events is that there you are sharing the place with everybody else, so you can see some side eyes. My personal experience with the people there. Here, it's so just exclusively the people who want to be there that you're not running into any issues like that.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Yeah, it does feel like your own little private pool party. You can go as wild or as chill as you want, and nobody's going to judge you for it.
But it's an important thing for us for sure. And for one of our two biggest events coming up soon, so we're gonna have the festival, the parade, and our first ever rainbow rave at Area 15 on October 11th. By the way, everyone, are you excited about those?
Yeah, I'm particularly excited about the Rainbow Rave. That being a new event this year. We've had our partnership with Area 15 for over a year now. Bingo itself has gone to many different hotels and things like that, and we've always had a good time. But this experience at Area 15 has by far outshined everything else we've done for Bingo, so I can't wait to see how that is going to translate to this Rainbow Rave, and some of the DJs we're going to have involved in that, and some of the acts that we're going to see. I think it'll be something very special.
And we already talk about the DJs. Let's bring it up that we're gonna have Shea Coulee there as our main entertainment. But it's gonna be amazing. So definitely get your tickets if you can. So let's talk about a little bit something more to in home for you. So you said you were in the military, and as a personal experience, how was being in the military? Did you were an openly gay person already when you were in the military, or were you still closeted?
So I joined out of Phoenix, Arizona, where I lived in uh, 2009. I went off to basic training in February 2010. If you know your dates, that is before Don't Ask, Don't Tell was repealed in 2011. So I was one of those last people that joined as LGBTQ that was not technically allowed to join or be open. Um, I mostly stayed in the closet during my military time. It wasn't until 2014 that I felt comfortable enough to even explore my sexuality. Uh, going out and even being with men, and dating men. It's when I met my husband at Fayetteville, North Carolina, in my last duty station, uh, end of June 2014. Really digging into my sexuality, starting to dated my husband. We've been together 11 years. I was never out in the military. Um, but later, after I finished my degree here at UNLV, I went back as a government civilian working at the Air Force Base, and I was open then.
And how was that hard? Like you said, you didn't really experience it before when you were in the military, but was that a little bit still as a feeling that you hide some part of yourself when you were there? You couldn't be exactly who you were when you were in the military actively?
Yeah, when I was in the military, I compartmentalized all of the things that made me human, for lack of a better term, and strictly was just this professional IT army person that jumped out of planes. I didn't socialize outside of the military. I didn't really do anything extravagant beyond doing military stuff. I explored Germany and Korea and stuff like that on my own, but I didn't feel like I could be myself, and I kind of just turned off that part of my brain for 4 or 5 years. And during that time, it was fine. I look back now and I think about all the things I did miss out, which does in a way conflict with how I think now. Um, but you got to do what you got to do in the moment.
Yeah, that's one of the thing I heard most of the time about military people who I met who were part of the our umbrella,
Mm-hmm.
LGBTQI plus umbrella, and it's the fact that most of the people are I don't, I, for the better word, just put it aside
Right.
for that period of time. And looking at as a person who I never been in the military, and by the way, thank you for your service to put it out there. And for everybody who is in the military, I have a huge respect for that. For me, it's from looking at it outside. It sounds cruel and awful in a way that you did put yourself, you did put your life to service this country, and the fact that you can even be who you are because you worry about the judgment or the ranking officers or whatever, whoever is there in the military to kind of judge or kicked out when you only want to serve, like that's just a service to your country. That's I don't think that's fair, and unfortunately, when what we can hear in the news that we're going back to that direction, that scares me because I don't think that's fair for people who just want to serve their country. Like I don't think we should talk about their sexuality because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, even your gender. It doesn't matter if you are what's your personal sexuality. It's your personal thing. But I don't think we should even talk about it when we talk about that service, but it's for the country.
Yeah.
But we're going back to that direction.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, essentially, me and a lot of my peers at the time that were in the military pre Don't Ask, Don't Tell's repeal uh, felt very, very confidently that just because something was removed, just because they allowed us into the military, doesn't mean it will always stay that way. And that's why a lot of us, even after Don't Ask, Don't Tell, uh, stayed in the closet, didn't come out. There were very brave LGBTQIA plus people that did come out immediately after the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell. But for the rest of us, it was this wish-washy time where it can come and go as quickly as it went. And looking at the political state now, that seems to be just what we predicted could potentially happen. And I feel for anybody who was in the military or is currently in the military, who's currently being forced out of the military because of their identification and things like that. It's wild and inappropriate. I remember back when conversations like that would just come up with your regular military peers, commanders, supervisors, where it was, oh, women in the military, oh, they're going to be such a distraction to the men, and the men aren't going to be able to be fighting on the line. Oh, their natural instinct is going to be to protect the women on the battlefield, and they're going to get themselves killed. Oh, if I knew that I was serving next to someone who liked men, that was a man, that could distract me on the battlefield and I wouldn't feel comfortable, or they're going to be perverts and look at me in the shower. And from my experience in the military, was there was a sense of homoeroticism that came from my straight counterparts, where they were the ones kind of acting a little gay in the showers and stuff like that. It was weird. Certainly not something I participated in, and the idea that gay is pervert is such an outdated and just horrifying narrative that just needs to be eliminated completely. But yeah, the political climate today, I would say it's a shame that we're going back. Feel bad for anybody who has to deal with it. You know, just stay strong. You know, the pendulum swings, and hopefully the next time the pendulum will simply just break, and we won't have to deal with this ever again.
Yeah, for the people who don't know why are we talking about this, I bring some information up here. So since May 2025, any transgender individuals are banned from the US military, and the people who put on paid leave, currently I think the newest was that they're not even getting paid. So people who were servicing as a transgender individuals in the military got fired, and they're not even gonna get the paid what usually another person would get if they get in a paid leave version of it. And that was fight. The transgender rights activists were fighting this one in the court, and the last thing what happened that the Supreme Court allowed this to continue. So currently that's the current ruling of transgender individuals. And of course, some people would say that this is only about transgender individuals. It's not about gay people. It's not about the rest of the umbrella. But the problem is that once you start doing this, what's the next step? Who is gonna stop the next step? If you allow just discrimination on a gender identity, what's gonna stop the military to say no more gay people, even no more lesbians, no more anybody who is under the umbrella?
Absolutely. We see that there's always going to be this push and pull, this narrative of things. Targeting transgender people is essentially equivalent to targeting 1% of 1% of 1% of people, and in the military it's even less than that. So it's controversial. It changes the narrative for other things that should be focused on, and it's unfortunate that they're being used. Transgender people are being used in a political attack in such a way, especially those in serving the military, serving our country, and things like that. But yeah, the idea is not to stop at just transgender people. The idea is to completely eradicate any person that they feel should not be serving in the military, should not exist in our country, doesn't abide by what appears to be the Christian way of doing things, those wild evangelical, radical Christian sort of viewpoints, declaring this country as a Christian nation and things like that, which it is not, never was.
We do need to say that this country do have a separation of church.
Does has a separation of church and state. If you don't believe that gay people should marry, gay people shouldn't exist, well, I don't know what to tell you other than
then don't get a gay marriage.
That is your personal belief. I believe you should enjoy that right by not getting gay married, not getting not having
A transgender surgery.
a
or-
surgery to augment your
personal beliefs, like
Yeah.
the same with abortion. Like that's the same abortion argument. That like if you don't believe in abortion, don't get an abortion. Nobody
Absolutely.
gonna. We don't want you to. We don't want to force you to get an abortion. We don't want to force you to be gay. We don't want to force. By the way, that's not how it works. Just to be clear. We don't want you to we don't want you to believe that what we doing, what anybody in the LGBTQI community doing, it's we don't want you to believe it. We just want you to accept it because that's what humanity is all about. We're living under it's the same protections in this country and we have the same rights as anybody else. So all I asking from you is to accept the fact that we are here and stop forcing us to live our life how you want us to live our life. It's not your choice. You can make your choice how you want it if you believe in that, but just leave us alone. That's all to it, all to this one.
Absolutely. My husband served in the Air Force for 20 years. So most of, I would say about 50-50, 2001 to 2011, during the time Don't Ask, Don't Tell, the rest of the time after Don't Ask, Don't Tell was repealed. So he has a lot of stories about those early times of, yes, Don't Tell simply was that you couldn't ask me if I was LGBTQIA plus. I couldn't tell you I was LGBTQIA plus. It was this DMZ zone where there was this understanding that even if you thought it, you weren't allowed to say it. However, there were ways of getting around it, type of things where, oh no, all of a sudden your barracks needed to have an inspection for cleanliness and we found your box of goodies in the bottom of your closet and we tossed your room and all of a sudden we have evidence that you were LGBTQIA plus and now you're getting booted, and things like that. So I would absolutely hate for it to go back to that for sure. As far as the current administration, I have my medical coverage through my husband because he is 20 years retired, so I get benefits through his VA medical. That is a federally funded program, so if federally we decide that LGBTQ people are not legally married, I would lose my medical privileges. My company has great benefits, so I have subscribed to them as a backup every year so that I can be covered medically no matter what the landscape looks like in the future. It pains me that is something that we have to look to, strategize our futures just in case one administration or the other wants to take away our rights, that we have to plan for that. I know that there's plenty of documentation videos and things like that of the type of documents you need to have in place for the potential inevitability of LGBTQ marriages being nullified, that could give you protection under the law for you and your spouse.
Yeah, so if somebody don't know exactly what Kevin's talking about, there is this Supreme Court case. The Supreme Court didn't accept it yet, but there is this amazing bitch-ass lady called Kim Davis who decided to ask the Supreme Court to overturn the Obergefell decision, but it's allowed same-sex couples to get married in all United States all around the country. If you want to hear more about it, on the last episode, I did have a full-on conversation with our Miss Las Vegas Pride, Auntie Norma, Jim, about that situation. But that goes back to that situation is scaring people. Doesn't matter how many years you guys been married.
We have been married almost 7 years.
7 years. That Jim and Derek was married more than 20
Right.
years, and all of this one, it's affecting people's life. And if you are lucky enough to be a straight person, straight heterosexual person who is living in a marriage, you never need to worry that your marriage is gonna be nullified for a Supreme Court decision or because the federal government decide to change the laws. We LGBTQI plus individuals, we do need to worry about this during every elections. Every elections going back to since that Obama administration, what was last, that what's gonna happen with us? What if a administration like the current Trump administration gonna get into power? What if they decide that we shouldn't be allowed? And these are the conversations what some regular people, regular, that's I'm putting in quote because I believe gay people are regular people, one of those heterosexual couples never need to think about it, never need to talk about it, and that's a privilege. And these are the reasons why we should have these conversations. These are the reasons why we need to have a parade and a festival. So when people are asking why do you guys need to go out? Like you guys have all the right what you guys want to. No, we don't. We're still fighting. There are hundreds of cases going to the legislations to try to ban us every year during every sessions just because we don't hear about it because it's never reached the House floor or the Senate floor. People are trying every day to take our rights away. So having a pride festival, having a pride parade is still important, just as important as it was back in the days, starting with Stonewall and the first brick dropped. So there is no difference between that or today, back in the days or today. We still are under attacks constantly. So make sure that we show up and we support each other. That's one of the most important part of this.
Yeah, absolutely. We look back at history, the Constitution, how it was founded, the original 10 amendments, Bill of Rights, and you can see that because it didn't lay out specifically that it included black people, didn't include women, that we had to go back several times and add those to our Constitution and solidify their rights. And until there is such an amendment for LGBTQ rights in the Constitution,
we're constantly gonna have a fight for
we
this.
are constantly going to have to raise the battle over and over and over again and legitimize our place in this country.
And by the way, for just a fun fact for people, I was just learning about it. Technically, all of the amendments, all of the civil rights amendments, what was added to the Constitution, it's never been part of the states. The states only started adapting after Supreme Court. The Supreme Court decided after the 14th Amendment, but it was forced the states to acknowledge all of these rights. They were always arguing that this is only for federal, and I'm like, sure, but everybody live in a state. So what do you mean by it's only for the federal government? Like, that wasn't an argument what I loved during my classes right now, but I understand that was it. But that's when it's come to that legal standpoint of things. Like, it's not as black and white as people think that we have all of these rights because the Constitution say there are lawyers on both sides of the political spectrum and they can argue whatever, and sometimes they actually win these arguments. It's pretty easy to win an argument when the law is not black and white. There is so much gray area inside of it. So we need to be really careful about this.
Yeah, I won't be
Born right.
I won't be so controversial to say that language itself is too ambiguous and we need to shrink our language. That's not going to happen. But yeah, the verbiage in the Constitution and the foundation of our government is written ambiguously enough to be argued one way or the other. And you know, we have our three branches of government, and if it's not written and codified by the legislation and an executive branch, our judicial branch can decide one way or another.
One way or another, depends what kind of judge you put there. There are liberal judges, there are conservative judges, and unfortunately there are more conservative judges in the Supreme Court right now than liberal views. And that's not always the best case scenario for us, for sure, as LGBTQIA people. But let's go to a conversation for a little bit happier place because I think let's not make everybody depressive here. So, what do you think? How was your experience as Mr. Las Vegas Pride?
22.
22.
2022.
2022.
Oh, yes. It all started. I was at a friend's house for a pool party back in April 2022 when JoJo, you'll know as JoJo Secrets, Jolene's Secrets,
Jolene's Secrets.
Our fabulous deaf community drag queen, was named Miss Las Vegas Pride 2022, approached me at this pool, and we struck a conversation and things like that, and invited me to come to Las Vegas Pride. Dabbled in doing some events April and May of 2022, and then was offered up to see if I wanted to take it further, become Mr. Las Vegas Pride, and help support Jolene's Secrets on her mission of Las Vegas Pride domination, and happily agreed. Everybody was so welcoming. Mikey and Midori Ice were 2020 and 2022 Las Vegas Pride, and they supported me so well in the role, and I felt instantly like I had a family, a community to lean on and stuff like that. It was great. It was a lot of work getting dolled up. If you've ever been arm candy for a drag queen, it's all making sure that they have a drink in their hand at all times, making sure you have a straw.
I'm taking notes here, but
Yeah.
wait a second. Let me take some notes.
Drag queens wear a lot of makeup, so don't forget the straw when handing over a drink to a drag queen. Making sure that they look tip-top shape, everything like that. Engaging with the community, getting everybody drawn out, excited, and things like that was great. My first year, we went to Pahrump Pride. That's where I did my first performance of Spin Me Right Round. Fun.
You need to show me some videos about that.
Oh, there's definitely some videos out there.
Maybe we share it with you guys. Depends.
Going out, we went to San Diego Pride. That was a really fun time. Being with the board and stuff like that, getting out there, doing the handshaking and waving at the Parade and Festival at San Diego Pride. Following week, going to Reno Pride. That was a really cool one along their little river area in downtown Reno. Was fun. And then, of course, just setting up and doing the community events, doing the Parade and Festival was a great time. Got addicted to the community work during that, and then stuck with it for the next 3-4 years.
So that's what I need to look forward to, I think.
Yes. It is both glamorous and a lot of dedication and hard work.
But I don't have a problem with the dedication. There is definitely a little bit of different scenarios here because you did have a Mrs. Las Vegas Pride.
That is correct.
Years. I think this year I'm gonna reign alone. I think that's the last news I got here, that we don't have a Miss Las Vegas Pride for next year, but we're gonna have Norma get crowned as Las Vegas Mother Las Vegas.
Mother Norma.
Mother Norma. Stay forever with us, for sure. And I'm looking forward to it. So those are the things I'm looking forward to it, to make sure that I can join all of those community events and bring people up. When I did the interview for this magazine, the one thing that was a question, like, what do I think, what I want to be my legacy after this year? And I said, to make sure that people are able to come to me as Mr. Las Vegas Pride and feel free to tell me everything, whatever you are, whatever you look like. Because I feel like sometimes our organization, not specifically Pride organization, just everybody, all of the LGBTQIA bars, organizations, put a lot of uh, how do I put this? They promote more that specific look of gayness. Like there is always more gay guys than the our lesbian community, our transgender community, our allies. But they always put out more of the hey look because they are muscular. We are here with the muscular, good-looking guy, and some people who is not that because we need to accept that not everyone are gonna look the same, and that's the beauty about Pride. That none of us are look exactly like one, and we both different. And I want to make sure that when they see us or we go to any events for us as Pride, that they are all welcomed. We are not judging. We are not gonna. I'm gonna go and talk to you if you are 6 feet, muscular, look like Hercules from the movies. I'm gonna talk to you exactly the same way as I talk with another person who is maybe a little bit more chubby, maybe don't feel comfortable in your body because I don't care. We are in the same community and we should support each other. Doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
Our
If you are
looks,
LGBTQIA plus or an ally of,
whatever
you are welcome in Las Vegas Pride.
and we
That-
always gonna welcome
That is
you.
the simplest way to put it. You are welcome as long as you are LGBTQIA plus or an ally.
Perfect. So for the last segment for today's show, I want to do something different. I want to remind everybody who is listening that we're going to start doing a new segment where you can send your personal fun story or whatever you want, and we can read it in if you want to. You can send a email on lvppodcast at lasvegaspride.org. I'm going to put the link up to the video so you can find it on the comment section. And that's what I want to start with you today. Like, just say something, tell us a fun story about like anything, but it's not. It don't even need to be related to pride or gayness. But any fun story, but you think like it was hilarious, what happened with you, and you want to share it with us. You think about it. I will start some, so you can have some time to think about it.
Yeah, I'll put some
Thoughts behind it. I have a story as a dual language person here. And that story is that in Hungarian we have a word called pussy. Pussy means in Hungarian that it's a kiss on the cheek. And you guys can tell that where this story is gonna go with this. And I have two amazing cousins. And we bring them to the school. First, the story started at the grocery shopping. I was grocery shopping with both of them. And the younger one, his name is Benjamin. He was probably 4 years old, 5 years old. So he spoke both of the language in the same time. So sometimes he mixed together the two language. So he said the sentence in English, but he used some Hungarian words inside of it. And I was going with him around the grocery shopping, and he was having a temper tantrum because he wanted my attention, and he wanted me to give him a kiss on the cheek. So he was screaming loudly, that you couldn't scream louder than how he was screaming in the middle of a grocery store, surrounded by people. Manny, don't give me some pussy! Give me some pussy! Give me some pussy! And I'm like, no, I'm gonna get called child support. Like the child services is gonna be called on me, and I'm gonna get taken to the prison right here because people don't understand what's happening. Everybody was looking at us, and he did it the next day at school. We were bringing it with my aunt to the school, and he walked in and he ran back and loudly started screaming to my aunt, "Oh, you forgot to give me my pussy in this morning!" I'm telling you, every parent was shocked. They didn't know what to say. We got home, and I told my aunt that, okay, be ready to get called into the principal office today. And we did got called into the principal office, and we needed to show him that the word pussy means kiss on the cheek. It wasn't nothing else. But since then, we were making sure that every kid in my family who is here in the United States understand that. Don't use that word in a sentence when you try to say something. So that was my personal story. I wanted to share with everyone.
Oh, that is hilarious. My primary language is English, but sometimes the brain moves faster than what comes out of your mouth, and sometimes the words we say don't quite make it all there. It's a real simple story. I at a friend's house, and there was a bunch of people I hadn't met, and I met most of them, and they were all really great people and things like that. What I meant to say as I was leaving this house in front of all these people was, it was nice to meet all of you I had not met before, and good to see those who I have met before I was leaving. What came out at the time was, it was good to meet most of you.
I love that.
So I was met with a lot of curious looks of like, who did you not enjoy meeting? And I constantly think about it. It is one of those nightmare situations that keep me up for like 5 minutes before I go to bed at the end of the night. Promise, if you're watching this and you were in the room at the time, my intentions were that I enjoyed meeting all of you. But I did know some people in the room besides the people I'd met, and for those people,
Those are. I think that situation is like the same when you are in a restaurant and they were like, order you buy the coffee, and it's like, I hope you enjoyed it. Your response, you too.
Yes,
For the
I hope you enjoyed my coffee as well. Totally. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. Always.
Those conversations are the best. I had so much. I'm gonna tell you guys lots of stories. I was a chef for 10 years, so in a future episodes, just listen to it. I have crazy stories for you guys. But that's it all for today. If you liked to listen to us or watch us, please follow us, subscribe, push that like button, and don't forget you can share your stories on our website. We have an email, lvpodcast@lasvegaspride.com. Org, yes. I didn't mess it up. It's org. And just follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok, and I hope you guys are gonna have an amazing week. And don't forget, be proud, be loud, and be safe. Bye, guys.
Bye.